Leimomi, Keliikuli, Intuitive Soul Alignment Coach here, coming from Maui in Kihei. And I am actually here, finally. It has taken me a long journey to get here, over the past like 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm finally here in my new house with my family, and so I wanted to share with you like the new knowledge and the new things that are kind of flowing into our new consciousness. And so if you're just listening in, just say hello to let me know that you're there. And I'm going to jump into my content. But first, I just wanted to share with you some of the basics of what's really going on energetically and spiritually, and also kind of the reasons why I'm here. So yeah, so for today's show, I wanted to talk about the 3 reasons, why knowing your highest psychic gifts will help you to skyrocket in your business and in your life, and how you actually maybe even leaving thousands of dollars down the drain by not knowing your unique highest psychic gifts, archetypal blueprints. And I'll be explaining to you in this live stream about what all of that is. But basically this has happened by me awakening to my most expansive nature and my highest psychic gifts. So I wanted to share this with my audience and share a different way of looking and being, and kind of announce it to the world at the same time. So I see Karen just jumped on, and Kimberly and Elise, hi, just say hello. And I want to show you around my new house. So actually, let me do that first. I'm going to show you my new office. Let me flip it around. So this is my little altar. Oh, it's a little dark. But this is my little altar that's just my windowsill right now, and it has my Buddha, my crystals, and my aromatherapy here. And I got my little board behind here, of course, you see that. And this is my office desk. Of course, I got my monitor, my laptop, all my usual stuff. But this is what it looks like from sitting on my office there. And of course, I've got a little lamp there. And then this is my sliding door. It has a little bit of a balcony, but it's actually the front street here. And as you can see, it's very sunny right now. Can everybody see? I don't want to move too fast, but yeah, so this is my view, like this direction. This is my view of my desk. Yeah, right there. And so we have a 3-bedroom house, and we've got our own jacuzzi bathtub. So this is one of the bathrooms. We finally have a little room for my son to play in. So we're so excited about that because he needs his own place where he can learn. We just got all of our stuff. Like literally there's boxes everywhere. We got our boxes on a container. Like literally moving from one island to the other is just incredibly difficult. It's really like moving to the mainland. So that's the front door there. We're on the 2nd floor. The garage is right below us. But we are gonna make this our new living space. That's the backyard there. Right now it's just everything. We literally just got our boxes yesterday. And then of course back there is our other bedroom, and then our master bedroom here, and we've got 2 bathrooms there. So we've got a 3-bedroom and 3-bath house, which is bigger than what we had before, because we had a 2-bedroom and 2-bath house, but this is so much nicer. Yeah, like I have my own big space here, and I'm definitely going to create more videos now that I have a bigger space. So yeah, that's my house. Just going to come back to my seat. And so I wanted to just jump on here and just, show you the new energy that I'm in my new space. But also, I wanted to update with you guys the new energies that's coming through that, you really want to allow yourself to get in alignment with. Because right now there's like this, there's actually this goal to create more, and we've completed a lot of things energetically. So like, especially when we had that Mercury retrograde, that was incredibly difficult, right? For like the whole month of August and September. And so actually right now we're in the goal. So right now it's a lot of green lights, and you really, really want to take action right now, because in December, it's going to be another big Mercury retrograde that could really affect your business. So whatever you've been feeling like, creating and launching, like, go do it now. I give you permission to stop procrastinating and go do it. Okay, so now back to my topic for today. I wanted to actually announce this so that you understand at a level what I'm talking about. We are at a time when we can really like expand bigger than our capacity of what we've done so far in our life and business. So what I have found actually through experimenting, and I just went through my 14-day soul line manifestation challenge with amazing 14 ladies in my group program. And we basically, what we did was we took what you are at soul level, your soul's blueprints, your manifesting blueprints, and we ran with it and then utilized that to manifest like amazing stuff. And I'm telling you, like, getting on big media, I had one person who totally just took off. I think like in 14 days she made 6.5K, and also, got an elephant journal and like big life grid magazines. And so everything that was really in alignment for her, like, totally manifested in the physical, and including, alignment to the person's soul. So I had a lot of, like, even Elise is here if she's still listening. She got really in alignment with her healer type of soul's energy. And even some of them released some of their own businesses that was not serving them, to like feeling into their direct soul's blueprints. So I found actually that's just one level of utilizing your soul's gifts. A much higher level of expansion is using your highest psychic gifts. So when I mean your highest psychic gifts, I mean actually the gifts that are particular your personal blueprint way of not only expressing yourself, but it is your unique way that you the way that you manifest and the way that you express your entire being. So basically I found, just like my soul line manifestation method, soul aligned manifestation method that we used in the 14-day challenge, there's actually also another part of your divine soul blueprints that is your highest psychic gifts archetypal blueprint. Okay, so basically what that means is every type of soul, we have energetic qualities of our soul. So whether it is like your main gift is divine love or creation or wisdom or truth, or all of these core expression of what your soul is, once you take that energy but also use your highest psychic gifts unique way of expression, it's when you create even more manifestation. And so for example, as some of you may be seeing online, is I'm showing you about activating the grid work and on Maui, and reestablishing the grid and setting up this Maui City of Light. That specific thing is actually one of my highest psychic gifts, which has a lot to do with holding sacred space, creating love and connection, community, And when I started to do a lot more grid work and started to lead people into their high psychic gifts and my clients and my group program and stuff, what I noticed was that my revenue even got more. My opportunities and magnetism of media opportunities got even more. It was just like, and then I got more higher end clients. And what else happened? Like my audience became much more of high level entrepreneurs. So I noticed that the more that I aligned and expanded my highest psychic gifts, at the same time, while doing an alignment of my soul aligned manifestation, like my unique way that my soul manifests, it was like bam, like even more than you can imagine happened. So what I decided to do was I experimented with it even more. That's just the way I am. My soul is all about experimenting and figuring out to see how it works. And so I finally figured it out. I figured out that when you start aligning more to that higher vibration of what your soul is meant to do, like your bigger mission, your the integration of your gifts into your body and grounding it into your reality, that actually naturally brings even more abundance than you can even imagine. Because I could not imagine that these type of things started to happen until I started like doing the work, right? So what I noticed is, so this is the 3 reasons why you need to get into alignment with your high psychic gifts, and because it's what's going to really catapult your business at a much higher level, because you'll be operating from the perspective of like think of it like you are in a helicopter and you can see every aspect of your life and your business and how it needs to unfold, what your dream business is going to look like, to the very simple things in life, right? Because your point of view is so much bigger. So when you start activating your highest psychic gifts, you'll be more accurate in the way that you can help your people. You know, you'll feel more grounded in your body, and you have less confusion basically in your life and business. A lot of the reasons why people come to me is because there's something missing. They feel like there's something in their life or their business that's just something's missing and they don't know what it is. And it has a lot to do with because they're not taking the aligned actions to their unique soul. They're actually taking other people's actions, right? Because it's like what we've been taught, right? Whether it's law of attraction or, manifesting, reading all of these like old ways of manifestation, old ways of living. It doesn't really translate the same now because we are, our consciousness, our humanity has grown at a whole nother level, that the things that used to work won't really work anymore. And the reason is because it's not personalized to you. Every single individual is like a snowflake. We're so unique. We're like different. We're like crystals. We're really literally water. So our unique frequency, when you align to it, and you live in that expansive part of yourself, that's how abundance starts to naturally happen. And so why you're probably feeling stuck is probably because of that clarity, right? Because you have become so confused from what you think it needs to be looking like, right? Because of the way we've been taught, whether we're a coach or we're, still have our 9-to-5 job, we are still experiencing not the level of our personal level of our expansive nature. Does it make sense? And to me, that's knowing your soul's gifts and your soul's blueprints. So that's one of the huge reasons why it's so important to know your highest psychic gifts. It's because number one is you eliminate the confusion. So many people are confused, they're so lost because the way we're talking to each other is so disconnected. It's not disconnected from a soul level. It's not like, it's like, oh, I heard like if you do a challenge, it's gonna like work for you, and if you like do like your group program, it's gonna work for you, and it never does for everyone because it's just not in alignment to that person's soul. So whenever you're working with your clients too, you have to see it at a much higher aspect of what they need to become, and hold that vibration and hold that space for them and see at a bigger picture. But if you don't have access to your highest psychic gifts and seeing it from a different level, a different perspective, even yourself, you're limiting your own clients. Does that make sense? Like you're limiting not only your soul's evolution, but you're actually limiting your people's ability to see at a much deeper level of what they need to become, right? So that's why it's so important to, number one, of course, like that's going to get rid of the confusion. You get super clear clarity because you absolutely will have more access to a much higher level of expression of yourself, right? So that's the first thing, right? Is if you know your highest psychic gifts, it will eliminate the confusion that you're feeling of how to show up in your life and your business. And number two is when you are in alignment to your highest psychic gifts, your actual like ability to channel and speak to your own personal inner circle spirit guides will actually allow you to see the missing pieces or parts of things that are not in alignment to you way beforehand, before it gets into the wrong trajectory. Okay, so if you think about it, if you had access to a higher level of understanding of what the bigger picture of what your soul needs to evolve into, which by the way, your inner circle spirit guides can help guide you. They have very specific gifts, just like, you know, every spirit, every individual, we all have very unique ways that we express ourselves. Same thing with your spirit guides. So if you don't know how to speak to them or even know how to connect at that level, that's why there's so much confusion going on, because they've been trying to guide you and trying to show you a different way of being, but you're not listening, right? You're like not in, you're not in that feeling or that expression of your soul, because it's at a smaller vision. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the reasons why we get stuck is because our mindset gets so small. Like we think, oh, I gotta pay my bills and I gotta like, you know, do the basic thing like pay for my car and all of that kind of stuff. And that small level of thinking does not bring in abundance, right? Same thing, like if you're doing really well in your business, but you are just doing the same thing over and over again, but your actual highest expression is, instead of doing one-on-ones, you need to be doing group coaching. You know, so there's different levels of our expression, but we limit ourselves accordingly to our connection to our inner circle spirit guides and our own guidance within. So without knowing your highest psychic gifts this way, it makes it almost impossible for you, in my opinion, to like express yourself fully. And so you're missing so many pieces of your soul that could have been expressed if you just knew how to express it that way, right? In a much more grounded aspect, right? Third reason why you need to know your high psychic gifts, honestly, is you're probably creating way more misalignments with your client care or your structures or your services or your systems, because you're not in touch with that higher level of guiding, like I said, like guiding your people, your tribe, your clients, whoever, you know, even your family. You cannot see the bigger aspect of what you need to become and what you should be doing in terms of your divine mission. So I can tell you that probably why like money is going down the drain right now, whether you're spending on courses to, I don't know, like, you know, getting all of these kind of coaching, or either you're a coach or you're being coached, and it's just creating so much confusion because you're not seeing the expansive nature of what you need to be. So to me, actually, if you don't know that higher level of your psychic gifts, you're operating at a very small level of your real potential. And I'm pretty sure you feel like this. I mean, if you're watching this, there's something misaligning, right, in your life. because you know that you're not being your best potential because you're only seeing it in a very small level. For example, I'll give you an example. When I'm going to be vulnerable about this because this is also part of my journey. So when I first started going online, I had this idea that I wanted to create a storefront. And because I've run successful storefronts before with another spiritual group, and it was really in alignment to my type of soul. And it was really good for my expression. But now when I look back at it, it made me be in a box. Like I had to be in 4 walls, right? Like everything I did had to be created in the center, whether it was the yoga studio or it was the metaphysical storefront. I always felt like I'm so much bigger, but I was trying to operate in this structure, in this 4 walls, right? And I was just doing everything offline. I never really did anything online until January of 2016. So really, I haven't been online very long, but I didn't know my full potential because I was so boxed into this way that I had to express myself. And then I found the online world, and then I learned all of this stuff, was successful in my business. But I felt like because I'm a healer type of soul, I should be doing things more offline, because obviously that's where people receive the most benefit from me, is by being in my presence. So this has worked for me, honestly, being on video, speaking to you guys, every day, and having my live stream show and doing all of these things part of my business model. But I still felt like I was boxing myself in like, oh, I need to be like a psychic business coach. I need to like use psychic abilities and like business strategy. And it was just so not aligned to me. But then when I changed my audience, obviously, and I rebranded and like recreated this new part of myself, I realized that actually my whole business is not just online, and it's not just offline. It's a combination of both. It's actually much bigger than what I thought it was going to look like. And honestly, I thought like I needed to make a storefront here in Lahaina, Maui. But I realized it's not my fullest potential. It's like part of the vision, which is to create this Maui city of light, right? Which means just creating communities where people have love and connection and feel supported and living a conscious spiritual life and connection to their soul and right soul and business alignment. Like that's really what my bigger mission was. But really like 2 or 3 years ago, when I first thought like I was going to create another storefront, I was so limiting my mind about what I needed to have in the store, who's going to come, and what's it going to look like, and like all the typical boxy structures of running a business model, right? But now that I'm here now at another level, I can see that actually what I'm creating is like a whole global community of leading in integrity and soul alignment and business alignment. And creating a storefront is just one tiny incy bit of what actually I need to do. So I gave you just that example because that's how small your mind is right now. You're thinking like you need to make a storefront, but your actual capability is like you need to change all of humanity's way of thinking and creating City of Lights. So what does that, how does that look like? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be in 4 walls. So probably everything that you've been creating so far is just boxing yourself in a very, very small, tiny bit of what you need to be. So I'm saying this message to you because I want you to see that what you've been thinking so far is so, so small. And what is so incredible, like even my husband told me this the other day. He was like, do you still feel that connection, like you need to do, like make that storefront? And I was like, I'm not actually, I don't really care about it. And I'm not even attached to that specific outcome. I know it would be part of the equation later on, but do I need to focus there? Not really. But the reason that we've been focused on it in such a small scale, because number one, we think, oh, it's going to ultimately make us the best money, right? Makes sense. You know, make a storefront right on Lahaina where a lot of tourists is. It will become very commercial. It'll just be another store people just love and talk about. And what's the point of it if it doesn't really reflect my fullest expression of who I am, what I stand for? Why does it need to be boxed in a storefront, right? So I want you to start thinking about that. Where in your life, in your business, where you're boxing yourself in a certain way that your whole, even the framework, right? Oh, my house is supposed to be white color and it's supposed to have this kind of car, or, you know, like the way, traditional way that we're supposed to be. It's probably what you don't even want, right? And I pretty much can give you permission to do it your own way, because it will look like not what you think it would look like, is the truth. I have a good friend who also, you know, thought like she needed to live in her house and car and nice things like that. But actually what she truly wanted was just to live off the land that was not even in necessarily a big house. She just wanted to have 1 acre of land that she could put trees on and build her own house and like teach her kids to live a conscious way of living off the land and stuff like that. She could not create that by being in the city where we were living. But then as soon as she went for her dream, which was, you know, own that new piece of land, it was just like the land appeared, the people, like good friends started appearing in her life, like all the support that she needed totally manifested. So my message to you right now is, are you really boxing yourself to think like my life needs to look like that? But actually it's so much bigger than you can even imagine, right? Like maybe you're a best-selling author, you know, you love writing books and that's what you do all day, but you've been like coaching people that you don't even really enjoy doing. You see what I'm saying? So Source right now is asking us to really truly step into our leadership and to let go of this idea of what we need to be. Because if you keep boxing yourself, you will never ever get to imagine what your highest level of your gifts are. And to me, that's what it's about activating your highest psychic gifts, is seeing the true potential of what your soul needs to express itself. And you will get the guidance at the right time, but if you don't really understand your archetype and your blueprints that way, you're limiting your ability to show up fully for your audience and for your personal life. Like I notice it's much more different now that I'm doing what I know I'm good at, which is holding sacred space. And so what other bigger place to do that if I can do it on a whole island, right? Did I know that that was what it was going to be about? No. I just knew that I wanted to be here, right? And I knew that I was going to build something bigger than what I could imagine. Okay? So, cool. I know I just talked you guys' ears off. Hi, Kay. Hi, Jen. Jen says just what I needed to hear. Oh, good. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Betty. Hi, Zane. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Alexis. Hi, Dee. Hi, Lamorla. Long time no hear from you. Hi, Damaris. So you see what I'm saying? I want you to really sit on this question. Like, what is really your truest potential? What are you limiting your ability to connect to your highest psychic gifts? Because honestly, it's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than you can totally create right now. And honestly, it needs to unfold for sure. Like you gotta let go of stuff, right? That's not serving you. You have to maybe even move to a completely new location like I did, which honestly was like moving to the mainland. But I wouldn't have known until like you're there, right? So if you have that urge, you need to move, or you need to change your career, or you need to, I don't know, like revamp your business, let go of businesses that haven't served you, let go of that 9 to 5 job, or let go of that relationship, or whatever that has limited your ability to have access to your high psychic gifts or your higher potential. It's time to let it go. It's time to say, okay, I'm done. I'm allowing myself to have access to a much bigger level than what I know that I'm capable of today, right? She says, great talk. Yes, this gets me excited. Yay, Dee. Yeah. So this is why I'm actually going to create my webinar on Sunday, 9 a.m. my time, which is, I think, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be talking more about this, what your high psychic gifts, and the 3 steps of how you can actually use your high psychic gifts to skyrocket your business and your life. And so it's a free webinar. I'll put the link below. I also have a really cool program designed just for that, which is activating your high psychic gifts in 30 days. And it's like where we're going to take your blueprints, what we know that you are at soul level, and then taking what your high psychic gifts is and manifesting whatever you want like crazy. But the whole point is to teach you how to activate and to have access to your spirit guides, your inner circle spirit guides, how to access your higher galactic council, your ascended masters and teachers that are actually guiding you right now, kind of like guide you into that aspect, and also get in alignment with your own unique clairs. Because honestly, I found that if you align to specifically your high psychic gifts, again, that's what brings in that new level of abundance that lets you operate at a bigger scale, right? So for example, like maybe you've been doing massage, but actually your high psychic gifts has nothing to do with touching people, has actually to do with like reading people, or doing, I don't know, like clearing sacred spaces, or even doing grid work or stuff like that. We're going to explore what actually your highest gifts are, because when you align to those, that's when more of your abundance starts flowing, because it's so aligned to you, right? Like I said, like my gift is holding sacred space and divine love, and holding the ability for people to heal themselves. Well, look what I'm doing. I'm trying to heal an entire island, bring back a community in alignment to helping conscious living. But if I wasn't able to see what my highest psychic gifts was and going at that higher level of being, I wouldn't have been able to manifest even more than what I have right now. So this is what I found is one of the secrets to creating a higher level of abundance, and even better clients, and better tribe that's following you, and all of that, your messaging, because it has a lot to do with how aligned you are to your high psychic gifts. So I created that program, Activate Your High Psychic Gifts in 30 days. So if you're really interested in that, you can just reach out to me. I'll also put it down the link below, because I feel like we don't understand that expansive part of you until like you're in it and you're like, oh my God, like duh, like why wasn't I living that way? And that's like basically what everybody said in my 14-day soul line manifestation challenge. It was like, why wasn't I living that life? And why I felt so much anxiety, and I was so scared and all of that? It was because you're seriously not into that soul alignment piece. And it's the same thing that goes with your high psychic gifts. You are not fully in that expansive part of you, who you need to be. So this is just a little snippet of actually what I can share with you, because I feel like in order for you to understand this, you have to go through the actual experience, right? And so that's why I decided to create some of my signature programs, is, you know, moving more from the private more into the group, because I found like people don't understand how to live it. Like, I can tell you what all your blueprints are, right? But if you don't know how to use those blueprints, which is exactly actually what a lot of psychics and healers are doing, right? They tell you what your soul is, but they don't explain exactly how to ground it into a physical, tangible thing for yourself in your life. And so I feel like that's where my expertise is, well, I'm living it, right? Like, how could everybody else live it if they never really experienced it themselves? So these new programs that I'm creating are going to be more towards that. And I feel like that's the line piece that I was missing for so long. Now that I know what that looks like and I've tested it on other people, I'm excited to share this. Just, I know I'm blabbing away, but that's basically what I wanted to share today. Dee says, yes, 14-day challenge. Wow, it was amazing. Yeah, it was, Dee. It was amazing. And I'm excited to share this new level because it's a whole more expansive nature than you really can even imagine. So, all right. So if you're not in my Facebook group, be sure that you join. It's called Fame and Fortune Soul Alignment, Leader Business Owners. And so I think it's on my biz page. You can click on that. And if you like my live stream show here, just at the corner it says subscribe. Just push that button, and then every time when I get on live, it's going to show up on your news feed. And I haven't been consistent so far because of my move, but for sure I'm going to try to make this part of my main live stream show, and also do that on YouTube Live. So I'm going to have another live stream show on YouTube. All right, so I think that's all I want to share today. But if you have any other questions about this and you really want to know more about your highest psychic gifts, definitely want to join my new program, and I'll be sharing more information after my webinar this Sunday. And it's a free webinar. All right, well, you guys have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys all very soon. Aloha.